Hey there, Chad here for Chibi AI. Just want to show you a really quick video that describes one method that would be really amazing to help you get your blog post created really fast and at really high quality. First, if you don't have one already, I would create a role. Let's go up to the role composer. Let's go into here. A blogger who is enthusiastic about ramen in Tokyo. Okay, we're just taking advantage of some dictation stuff that's built into, in my case, Mac OS. By doing the role composer here, we get some questions. This helps us sort of fine tune how that role is going to behave when it's doing its writing. So let's see. Yep, explore ramen. Yep, intended audience. That's good. That's good. Conversation. Okay, good. So I'll go ahead and finish that role. And what Chibi's doing is he's coming up with the perfect persona and writing style and stuff like that to enable that role to work really well for you. One thing that I like to do, that this is something you have to set up for yourself, but I would say avoid using these words. And I put a little colon there, and I have a avoid words variable. And what that is it's just a bunch of words. I actually don't really have too many of them. Let's see, where did I put it here? It's like unleash, unlock, tapestry, symphony, you know, those things that a lot of times the AI will use that just sound kind of hokey, to be honest. So I don't want it to use those words. And so I don't want to have to keep repeating and like writing it in myself. So what I did was I just put it into a global memory field, and that way I can just use it anywhere I need to. So I just say avoid using these words and avoid words. So now my role knows to do that. I'm going to go ahead and go into here and change up some of these settings a little bit. We're going to let it write a little bit more. We're going to set this to top heat up there. We're going to lower or reduce the frequency here. And then we're going to change it to use, let's use Google Flash 1.5, and we'll make it our active role. And we'll just go here and save it. Okay, so we have the Ramen Voyager role now. That's what was just created for us. Obviously, you would go into it and kind of tweak it and set it up more to very specifically be like how you want it to write. But we're just showing off some really cool stuff. All right, now we need some data. Tell me the latest on Tokyo Ramen. Okay, so Web Composer. This is our tool that is very Perplexity-like, where it gets to search the web and come up with some information. And so it's got some new restaurants for us, some innovative broth recipes, some toppings and trends. Okay, cool. Let's just copy these. Copied. Okay, and then we're going to go into memory. Let's go into the memory composer. What we're doing here is we want to make sure that Chibi is aware of information that we want to be included in our blog posts. So let's put it in there. And what this will do is it'll kind of chop it up into memory fields for us that kind of sort the content into certain ways for us, so that make it easy for the AI to understand it. So we'll add this into our memory. And now that we have our role set up, now normally you would have your role kind of already set up in advance, so you wouldn't have to do this every time. And so we got our memory set up. We've got a really cool action here that I'm going to run. I'm not going to show you the details of the action, but what we are working on are presets in Chibi. And we're going to have this really great blogging experience action built in that you can take advantage of. So I'm just going to run this. Write a 3,000 word blog post about ramen in Tokyo for couples on a budget. Okay, and so I can describe a little bit about what's going on here. Is when I ran the action, it's a 3-step action. First one pops up the box. That's the box that you saw just now where I got to tell it what I wanted. The second, Chibi's right now is developing a plan. Like, how is he going to write this post such that it supports or answers what it is that we're asking for? And then after the plan is done, the plan will get passed on, and it'll begin writing out the plan for us using our Ramen Voyager role that we created, so that it writes in that ramen enthusiast sort of casual blogger way. There we go. And so we're up to 500 words almost, 700. Now, you know how AI is. You know, you ask for 3,000 words and you probably get 2,000 or something, right? But at least, well, actually, I guess I should say that if you try to do a prompt for 3,000 words, you probably get like 600 or something out of it. With our action, we are able to get much more. We usually hit around 2,500 or so when we ask for 3,000. And this time looks like we're going to get a little closer. We're at 29. Are we gonna break 3,000 this time? We did. Nice. So we asked for a 3,000 word. I mean, obviously that's a ton. But what I like to do is ask for more than I need. And then now our philosophy is human plus AI. Now, what we mean by that is you would go into this role and you would come into here and you would spend your time to make sure that this role is fine tuned for what you need. Like, you have all of it set up exactly how you want it. And then in your action, you would be in here and you set up your action to have prompts in it that use what you like to prompt or how you like to prompt the AI and stuff like that. So that's part of what we mean by human plus AI. In addition to that is now that we have our draft, we can go through it and do our editing and stuff, right? Maybe we come into here and we don't like a big block of text here. We can do a mobile cut that breaks it down. We can look at it and review it. And maybe we've got other tools at our disposal that we've already built for ourselves or something. Let's see, like let's see, they're an experience that's both really. Let's put the word really here. Really satisfying and affordable, right? Let's take this, and I've got an action here that's called fix really, because using really is kind of just sort of a weak way to emphasize something. So let's run that. And it should take away the really. So deeply, it changes it to deeply satisfying. So there you go. So it fixes the weaker word really with deeply. A lot of times it might even switch out both of these words and it's into like one word that means something even more powerful, right? But I'm not really trying to show you necessarily that this specific action is really cool, but what you can do is you can build actions like this. Like you can build one that does the fixing really, or you can build one, a lot of popular things to build are like the condense or expand or like change up something in some way. And some of our bloggers are using things like humanize because they want to try to change it to write in a way that's more casual or that bypasses some of those AI detectors out there, even though that's a kind of a game of cat and mouse, isn't it? You're eventually going to change, and then they're going to change, and you have to keep changing back and forth. But anyways, what the really nice thing about Chibi Actions is once you build out your toolkit, you've got just an amazing arsenal just to kind of really craft out those blog posts and create them really quickly, but not just quickly, so that they actually are content that you are proud to publish. And yes, you can get it done faster, but it also has your voice in it. And that's why using something like Chibi can help you stand out in the crowd, because if everybody is just using something like ChatGPT and they're pumping out generic content and they're not really paying too much attention to it, maybe a little, but they're not paying too much to it because they're just trying to get more and more and more done faster, they don't have the cool efficiencies like you have where in Chibi, if you're using Chibi and they're not, you've got roles so that the AI is already writing in the way that you want. You've got memory so that it can be aware of things that are only available to it because you put it into the memory. Like for instance, we come into here, we see these new restaurants. There's a good chance that the AI in ChatGPT was never trained on these, so it wouldn't even know about them. But Chibi does because we came in here and put it into memory, and it knew because we have Web Composer, and Web Composer is web connected, and it's trying to pull in content and stuff like that. It's using like a Perplexity model. It's like having Perplexity built into Chibi. So you get to have all this power at your disposal, and you can turn it into an action that essentially turns your blog draft, your super high quality blog draft that writes like you, has the information that it needs, and can be done in a click, essentially. So you can imagine how efficient you can become with Chibi Actions. And so I hope that you found this interesting. And one of the things that we're working on right now is building out what we call our presets, which will give you the ability to have actions like this without having to build them first yourself. Right now in Chibi, it's something that you would build out for yourself, but once the Chibi presets the action presets are released, we're going to have a whole bunch of actions that you can take advantage of by just doing a click to install it into your action set, into your action toolkit here. And then you'll be off to the races and creating just incredible content. So if that's something that you find interesting, please give Chibi a shot. There's a link down in the description below. And until next time, take care.